Hi, I'm Linda Mihara, and in today's class I'm going to show you a wonderful model by Michael La Fosse called his Origamido Butterfly. This is a fantastic butterfly model that showcases both sides of the paper. So if you have nice duo-sided paper, go ahead and grab that and let's go ahead and make a really beautiful butterfly from this. You'll also need a creasing tool. It'll help you with some of these creases here. So grab those and let's get started. So my paper is this wonderful duo double-sided. It's got this beautiful pink, which is going to be the main part of my butterfly. So this is the top part of the paper. This is going to be my contrasting color. This is for the body of the butterfly. So we want to start with the color or the pattern side face up. Let's fold it into a rectangle. So bring your edges, line up the corner and the top edges, hold it in place, pull straight down the middle, go from the middle to the outside. Make your crease, and let's follow with our creasing tool. And let's unfold. Now you're going to take both top and bottom edges and bring it to the center crease. Being mindful of your outside edges so that you're perfectly lined up. And let's turn it over to the other side. And make those creases, and let's follow with our tool on both. So let's rotate the model so it's going vertically like this. Let's bring the bottom edge to the top edge and fold this in half. Like this. And again, follow with the creasing tool. So now we're going to take this and have it oriented so that the open end is facing away from you. We're going to take this and fold this in half. We're basically refolding along that center crease that we made earlier. Fold that in half. Let's make this a good strong crease by reinforcing. Then we're going to squash fold this flap. I'm going to take this flap, bring it straight up like this, and there's a pocket here. So you're going to slide your finger into the pocket to the corner until it pops open like this, and then you're going to squash that in place, lining up the folded edge here, or this fold line here, with the rest of the model, the center of the model here. So it looks like a little upside down triangle, and let's reinforce with the tool. Let's turn this over to the other side and repeat. I'm going to take this flap, fold it back to the other side, bring it to center, slide your finger into the pocket, into the corner till it pops open, and then squashing this in place, lining up your fold line with the center of the model, like that, and then following with the creasing tool. So the next step is we're going to fold this point up about 1/5 of the way down on this triangle. So it's about right about there. So let's take the point and fold it up, lining up with the center of the model, and make your crease. So see, it's about 1/5 of the way up. And then we definitely want to use or reinforce with this, with the tool, through all layers. You got a lot of layers there. So the next step is we're going to do some more squash folding. So from the outside, this flap here, see there's a pocket here. So we are going to slide our finger into the corner till it pops open like this. Now you've got these two loose flaps that you have to kind of replace and fold all at the same time. So let's bring those together like this. You can actually hold it together with your thumb, and then you want to squash it so that this lines up with this edge. And a great way to check to see if you're okay with that is turning it over, and you have your fold line here that should line up with the point of this triangle here. And once you do, make a couple of pinches here, turn it back over, and then finally make your full crease. And you also want to make sure that these loose flaps are snug up against this folded edge. So give it a little tug and make sure that it's super tight against that folded edge. Same for the bottom. So it's like this, and let's reinforce with the tool. And let's do the same thing for the other side. So from the outside, you're going to slide your finger into the corner till it pops open like this. Replace these two flaps, hold it with your thumb, Bring it down to kind of where you think it is. Put a little pinch there turn it over to the other side and see if your fold line lines up with the corner of that triangle. I would pinch both of these sides here, turn it back over, and then make your final fold. And then reposition any of the loose flaps, like this one's a little off, so I'm going to tug it and refold so it's nice and clean. Same for the top, just tug it, make sure it's hugging that folded edge, so that now you have this. And let's reinforce this side as well. Now make sure your model is oriented so that this triangle is pointing at you. We're going to take this bottom flap and we want to open it up all the way. So we want to start from the center and flatten. When you get to the corner, it doesn't lay flat because we're going to squash fold this section here. So you want to go ahead and squash it so that your crease line here lines up with this line here. And the same thing for the other side. So we're going to open this up, starting from the middle, flatten as you get to the corner, and then you squash it, lining up your fold line with this edge here. So it should look like this. And let's do our tool around here, like this. Now what we're going to do is do an angled pleat fold on both of these wings here. There are two layers, as you see on the top, and underneath this here is a mountain fold. We want to hold both layers of paper together. We want to put a pleat by making a valley fold that goes from here to somewhere around here. It's about a third of the way down. Hold these two together because that's the mountain fold. So the mountain fold comes forward. You lead with the mountain fold, and then you bring it down like that. So it starts, it's like a little pivot that happens from the center. Once you have that, then you can squash this into place. So it should look like that. It's a really cool maneuver. And then let's reinforce at the top here and this new crease here. And let's repeat on this side. So we're going to grab both the top layer and the layer behind it. We're going to bring it forward, lead with that folded edge, bring it down about a third here, and then flatten the rest of it up in here. So it should look like that. And let's reinforce with our tool. So that's what you should have here. Now you can leave the model with this detail like this, or you can invert it inside out to make a nice round wing without that detail, which is this. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do. It's very difficult to do this step because it's very easy to tear this. It's only a single layer of paper, and you have to turn this corner inside out. So a great way to do that is what I discovered, which is great. Let's go ahead and turn it over to the other side. We want to unfold that pocket and flatten it and just fold it off to the side. Just pinch it right here. You don't have to fold it all the way here. We're just going to pinch that here. Now what you're going to do is refold it. You see how you refold along that fold line here? And then let's turn it over to the other side. And we're going to stretch the paper by very carefully holding this folded edge and then bringing this and just keep opening it. And you might want to just let a little bit of slack out like that. And this is how you can turn it inside out, and then you fold. And let's do the same for the other side. So we want to unfold this flap, flatten it like this. Let's just push this off to the side and just put a little pinch like that. We're going to bring this forward, turn this over to the other side, and carefully stretch the paper like I'm doing here. And you could also support it by behind pushing this corner in, and then that will give you a successful inversion of that corner. So that's that. We also now want to go ahead and fold these top sections by taking each flap and folding it up as far as it'll go, which is, it stops right there. Goes from the center to that corner there. And then the same thing for the other side. Bring that up like that. And we also want to narrow the bottom of these wings here. So let's turn the model over to the other side. And what we're going to do is fold this edge to, there's a fold line that runs right along here. And I'll just draw this one here. And we want to bring this folded edge in to line up. So it starts from the center and it lines up with that folded edge, which can overlap this here, and that's fine. And let's do the same thing for the other side. So bringing that raw edge over to that crease line, and it actually goes all the way into the center here. So you have to reach underneath this point here. Make your crease so it looks like this. Let's reinforce with our tool. So that's what it should look like here. Additionally, we're going to do some detail work with these 2 points here. What we want to do is take, actually, let's turn this over to the other side. So now we're facing the model like this. Let's take this corner here, and we're just going to fold it up, making a little triangle that comes up like this, and the same thing for the other side. And what we want to do is we want to do an inside reverse fold with those 2 corners. So a great way to do this is to slightly unfold this, lift this top flap, and then push this triangle in, following your fold lines, and then flattening it. So now you have this. Let's do the same thing for the other side. So we're going to slightly unfold that, lift the top part of that flap, push the corner in, and then flatten. So now you have this. Let's turn it back over to the other side. And now on those same corners, we're going to take it and just fold it down as far as it'll go, which is here, and probably ends up right around there. So you're just opening up. This makes that nice tick in the side of the wing. Same thing for the other side. So we're taking that corner and folding it down. So now you have that detail, which is really cool. We also want to take these flaps and fold them in to meet this inside folded edge. So you're just going to lift this and just tuck this in so that it meets that folded edge in here. You can actually open it up if you want. Bring it to that fold line and then replace it so that now you have that. And same thing for the other side. So let's go ahead and unfold it. Let's fold that corner up to that crease line and then replace the flap. So now it looks like this. One more step on this side is we're going to deal with these 2 corners up in here. We want to bring this edge of the flap to this folded edge here, which means it's going to look like this. We're kind of shaping the wings really nicely here. Same thing for the other side. And so that's what it should look like completed on the back side here. We have one more step, which actually we can do while we are on this side here. We're going to take this flap, which you just made this triangular flap fold to, and you're going to take this and you're going to wrap it around this folded edge here. So lift this up and just bring it in, wrap it around, and fold. So this also comes all the way to the center here. And then flatten it. Same thing for the other side. We're going to take the flap, fold it over that folded edge. Make sure it goes all the way to the center and hugs that nice edge. So it looks like this. Now let's turn the model over. So this is what it should look like on the front. Looks really, really nice. We are going to now take this and let's actually fold this, turn this back over to this back side. And then let's bring the wings together. Make a valley fold right through the middle like this. And make sure that this is exactly half, it folded it in half. And make sure that this has a really good crease like this. We need to make a crease that goes from approximately halfway here to about just outside of the color change. So it's going to be from here to right about here. It's a nice angle fold, as you see. So it's going to go from here to here. So let's take the wing. What I like to do is hold the folded edge, take the wing, take the wing and fold it over. You could probably rotate it and fold it over like this. So you can kind of check your work and see. So this is right about where I need it to be, which is right here and here. Give that a good crease. Turn it over to the other side. Holding the body down, you're going to bring the other wing over to meet the edges of the other wing to match that. Like this. And then you really want to reinforce this crease. So you can do this side, turn it over, and do the other side. A lot of layers of paper here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open this up. Isn't that pretty? We need to make the head and the body. So let's do the body first because that kind of sets the model in place. I like to rotate it. You want to make sure that the wings stay together because it's easy to kind of have it spread like this. We don't want that because what we're going to do is we're going to squash this here. You need to hold the wings together. So I've got it nice and set. And then you're just very gently going to pinch and push down. And I kind of start from the outside. And as you're pushing it right through the middle, up until this here, it'll kind of slope up, which is nice, gives it some dimension. So that you've just made the body, which is really great. So the head's a little tricky, but let me show you how it's done. What we need to do is we need to squash the head first. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, I'm going to hold the wings together and see if you can push this. You may need to use a tool to kind of open it up. Let me see if I can get this. You can use the end of a creasing tool. And then, push the wings back together. And you see you can just kind of squash it like this. Again, this is not going to lay flat. It's going to go up and slope up. So that's a close-up look of that. And what he's suggesting is to do a petal fold on this. And if you're folding from a smaller size, this is a little tricky. This is from an 8 1/4 inch paper. And what we want to do is make a petal fold by bringing this corner in like that, and then the other corner in like that. So you're just pushing it in, and the head kind of comes to a slight point there. So now what you're going to do is take this back half of that head, and you're just going to make a mountain fold to the back. And the same for the other side. So making the petal fold allows you to make a complete flap that folds behind it, exposing the head like that. Mine's a little off because my petal fold came undone. But that is a nice, the head of the butterfly, which is fantastic. So this is the Origamido Butterfly with the detail turned underneath. And like I said, if you want to leave this detail out, then don't invert that part of the wing. But it's a lovely model. It is from Michael La Fosse's wonderful book, Origami Butterflies, which we have here at Paper Tree. And definitely check it out because his designs are incredible. Thanks for joining me, and happy folding.